Ayan, hello, good morning. So, welcome back sa Business Management and Organization na video lecture natin. So sa last topic natin, we discuss about lesson 3, which is the 5 management approach. Pero, yung 1 and 2 lang yung discuss natin, which are the classical approach and the behavior approach. Now, we will continue discussing the 5 approaches to management, and we will start the discussion for contingency approach, system analysis approach, and management science approach. So, ito yung mga tatlong approach na i-discuss natin for lesson 4. So, at the end of the lesson, you should be able to discuss the contingency, system analysis, and management approach. Management science approach to management. So, yan yung objective natin for this lesson 4. So, ayan, palagi natin nga sinasabi that if you have any queries or questions regarding the topic, regarding the requirements, and feel free to message us in our FB account or in our messenger account, okay? And we have this is to remind you that we have a Google Classroom. We are posting there the lesson, the module, and the video supplement, and including the requirements. So, pwede kayong mag-submit doon ng requirements ninyo sa Google Classroom natin. So, nakapost naman doon sa GC natin yung Google Classroom code. Okay? So, if you have your modules with you, kung mayroon kayong copy ng modules ninyo, please open your modules and go along with the discussion. Okay? Okay, let's start discussing about the contingency approach. So, what is the contingency approach? Ayan, also known as a situational approach. So, saan nyo naririnig mostly yung contingency? Ayan, pag may mababayad kayo, contingency fee. So, ano ba yung contingency fee na yan na sinasabi natin? So, sabi nila, contingency fee, kapag may mangyaring hindi ka nais-nais, yun yung gagamitin, yan yung pondo na gagamitin natin for data, for that event na for that event that causes a problem. Ayan. So, huwag kayong magreklamo kami may binabayad kayong contingency fee. So, that is aligned with the contingency approach by the management or by the management by a certain company, di ba? So, ang contingency approach, para siyang also known as a situational approach. So, it is a concept in a management starting that there is no one universally applicable set of management principles which to manage organizations. Ayan. Organizations are individually different, face different situations, and require different ways of managing. So, kapag nagkaroon ng problema, nagkaroon ng palya yung event na yan, at least may gagamitin tayong contingency fee. So, yun yung binabayaran nyo na contingency fee kapag may events yan. Ano tong contingency fee na to? Bakit may ganito? So, that explains about the contingency approach. Okay? It says that the correctness of a managerial practice is contingent on how it fits the particular situation. Okay? Pinaghahandaan natin yan. If a problem arises, at least may gagamitin tayo. Yan yung rason kaya kami nagko-collect ng contingency fee sa inyo, mga estudyante. Okay? So, contingency, nasa dito sa module ninyo, more of a recognition than business is constantly changing. Okay? Yung decisions na yan, nakadepende dun sa situation, kung ano yung nangyari. So, ano ba yung dapat mong gawin? So, that is the contingency approach. To solve a problem, there is There is no one best way to solve a management problem in all organization than rather yan i-consider natin yung contingency approach. Ayan, situational approach to management. So kapag may nangyari sa event na to, so ano dapat yung contingency approach mo, di ba? So the contingency approach to management says there is no single good way of managing a business. So instead, a manager must be ready to change. Ayan, kung may nangyari, may hindi ka nais-nais na nangyari, you should adapt to change. Ayan, consider a situation that changes everything. Ayan, a manager must be ready to change to fit in with what's best for the environment. So ano ba yung nangyari? Diba? Ano ba yung ongoing problem? So you should adapt it. Ayan, that is yan yung tinatawag nating contingency approach. So in other words, the organizational structure and the management style should depend on the type of task that is done in the business. Okay? This approach involves perceived situation as it actually exists. So, isipin natin, kung may nangyari na ganito, so ano yung dapat natin gawin? Ano yung gagamitin natin? So, doon na yung pumapasok yung contingency fee na yan. Okay? Choose best suited tactic and competently implement the tactic. So, contingency is an event that might happen. Ayan, ano ba yung event that might happen that will arise to a certain problem. Okay, it's not a certain that will happen, but there's a possibility that it might happen na pwedeng mangyari. So good managers need to consider the contingencies when making a plan. So kung may plano ka, dapat may contingency fee yan. Kung magkakanda ka ng event, dapat may contingency fee yan. In order for, kung may mangyari man, at least may gagamitin tayo. Okay? So, the main characteristics of contingency approach to management are pointed out below. So, number 1, management is entirely situational. Okay? Situational lahat ng nangyayari sa management. So, the application and effectiveness of any technique is contingent on the situation. So, nakadepende sa sitwasyon. So, kung ano man yung mangyayari sa event na yan, kung ano man yung pino-forecast mo na mangyari, dapat ready ka. So, ayun yung contingency approach. So, magbibigay ka na ng ganito, baka magka-problema tayo sa ganito. So, i-resolve mo na yung problema na yan. At least, kung nangyari, ayan, ready ka. Okay? So, management should match its approach to the requirements, the requirements of a particular situation. Okay? To be effective, management policies and practices must respond to environmental changes. Ayan. Gaya ng nangyayari sa atin nga, di ba? Pandemic, so hindi na tayo pwedeng mag face to face. So ano dapat yung dapat yung contingency approach na gagawin mo diyan, di ba? So we are now conducting an online classes. We are now recording a video to supplement the module na meron sa inyo. So that is considered as environmental changes. Nagkaroon ng pandemic, bawal lumabas yung mga estudyante, bawal mag face to face. Okay? So, number 3 is as management success depends on its ability to cope with its environment. So, kung if you are not going to adapt the situation, yung business mo, if you're not going to adapt a situation na nangyayari sa environment niya, left behind ka. And so, i-consider mo din, i-consider natin kung kung hindi natin i-adapt yung changes. So, left behind ka, and so mawawalan ka ng kliyente, mawawalan ka ng customer, di ba? Also with the technology, di ba? You should adapt to the technology in order for you to upgrade your services na i-offer mo sa mga customer. Ito yung sinasabi ng contingency approach. Okay? So, the managers should understand that there is no one best way to manage rather than one best way to manage than to adapt changes. Okay? Because of the specific organizational environment relationship, no action can be universal. So, it varies from situation to situation yan. So, kapag hindi na-align dun sa plano, di ba? So, it varies from situation to situation. So, i-consider mo kung ano ba yung consequences of that event na ikakandak natin. So, you need to consider a contingency approach. Okay? Ayan, kaya nga ulit-ulitin natin that that is why, ano ba yung contingency fee na yan, ano ba yung sinisingil namin contingency fee na yan. Ayan, para yan sa event na hindi natin alam na pwedeng mangyayari, at least we are ready for that. Okay? So, that is the going on. Huwag naman kayo magreklamo kung may binabayaran kayong contingency fee. Okay? So, yan yung contingency approach na sinasabi dun sa 5 management approaches to manage. Ayan, 5 approaches to management. Now, let's go to system analysis approach. So, ano ba yung sinasabi din dito sa system analysis approach na to? So, based in the idea that to understand fully the operation of an entity must viewed as a whole. Ayan, systematized approach yung gagamitin nila. So it is viewed as a whole. Yung organization or yung entity is viewed as a whole. May system sila, may subsystem sila in order for them to connect things. Ayan, na para mas madali yung daloy ng yung process dun sa organization. So, system approach is based on the generalization that everything is interrelated. Ayan, magkakaano yan, may relasyon sa isa't isa and interdependent. Ayan. So, a subsystem can operate without other department, diba? So, a system composed of related and dependent element, which, when interaction, forms a unitary whole. So, a system is simply an assemblage or combination of things or parts forming a complex whole. So, one its most important characteristics is that it is composed of a hierarchy of subsystem. Ayan. So, that is the parts forming the major system, and ayan, so on. So, what are the features of systems approach? So, ano ba yung mga features ng systems approach natin? So, a system consists of interacting elements. So, it is set of interrelated and interdependent parts arranged in a manner that produces a unified whole. So, that is one of the features of a system approach. Sabi niya dito, kailangan yung system, it is consist of interacting elements. Ayan, in order to, that produces a unified whole. Various subsystems should be studied in their relationship rather than in isolation from each other. So, yung subsystems may relationship with the with other subsystem, di ba? Wag mong i-isolate yung department mo, di ba? So in every big companies may kanya-kanyang department yan, di ba? So wag mong i-isolate yan. So it is sabi niya dito dapat unified as a whole. Ayan, as a whole entity. Okay? An organizational system has a boundary that determines which parts are internal and which are external. Of course, may various yan, may boundary yan. So, within the company, internal, within the outside the company, which is the external. So, a system does not exist in a vacuum. So, it receives information, material, and energy from other systems as inputs. Ayan. Siyempre, kapag nagka-receive ka ng information, that's already an inputs. So, mapaprocess yan. Ano magiging output? Ayan. And leave the system as output to other systems. Ayan. An organization is a dynamic system that is as it is responsive to its environment. So, it is vulnerable to change in its environment. Okay? So, kailangan din na dapat naka-adapt dun sa environment change. Ayan. Yung systems approach natin. Evaluations of system approach. So, the systems approach assists in studying the functions of complex organizations and has been utilized as the base for new kinds of organizations like project management organization. So, kapag naka-divide kasi yan sa subsystems, ma-identify mo kung saan bang department to, saan bang organization to, di ba? Naka-divide yan sa subsystems, yung systems or yung entity or yung company na yan. So, alam mo kung saan ka pupunta, saan yung department, finance department, saan yung project department. Ayan, it is possible to bring out the interrelations in various functions like planning, ayan, organizing, directing, and controlling. So, mas madali kung magpaplano kayo sa finance department, magpaplano kayo sa administrative department, ayan, and of course, mas madali yung pag-identify mo ng kung ano yung i-organize mo, kung ano yung sino yung i-direct mo, ayan, kung sino yung mga supervise mo, and of course, kung sino yung mga supervisor mo, di ba? So, yun yung silbi ng system approach. So, dapat may sistema sila. May guide sila kung ano ba yung kailangan nilang sundin. So, gaya nga sabi natin, kapag big companies yan, who will to report? Ayun, kung sino bang taong ka magre-report ka, diba? So, alam naman na lahat. Diba? Hindi naman yan lahat na-divide naman yan per department. Okay? May subsystem sila. Okay? So, yan yung gustong sabihin ng system approach. Ayan, guidelines for doing this approach. Ayan, before modifying a part, weigh effect in on whole. So, each part has a role to perform. Ayan, all analysis starts with existence of the whole, of course. So, nakabase din yan sa buong company, sa buong entity. Okay? And lastly, we have the management science approach. So, ano ba yung sinasabi dito sa management science approach? So, So, management science approach or ito yung tinatawag din nating mathematical or quantitative measurement approach. So, we are dealing with here a quantity or a number. So, visualizes management as a logical entity. So, the action of which can be expressed in terms of mathematical symbols, relationship, and measurement data. Okay, the primary focus of this approach is the mathematical model. So, through this device, managerial and other problems can be expressed in basic relationships and where a given goal is sought. Ayan, the model can be expressed in terms which optimize that goal. So, this approach draws many things from the decision theory approach, and in fact provides many techniques for rational decision making. So, kapag management system approach, management science approach, also known as yung mathematical or nakabase lang tayo sa quantitative measurement, yung approach natin or yung basing yung achievements natin dun sa goals na isang company. Okay? So, the primary characteristics are analyzes large numbers of variables in a complex settings, uses mathematical modeling, and uses computers. So, sa science, since we are dealing with numbers, large numbers, we are analyzing large numbers, we are going to use computers or mathematical modeling. So, how is that? So, how is it done by, ano ba yung ginagawa sa management science approach? So, nakabase siya sa mathematical data or sa quantitative data na provide ng isang organization in which that the management can arrive a decision, a sound decision for the business, di ba? Let's say for example yung production nila, di ba? So magkano yung production nila within the week or within a month. So ano ba yung decision nila? Ano ba yung dapat nilang gawin to increase or to increase their production, diba? So yun yung sinasabi natin sa management science approach. So the major features of this approach are as follows, okay? Management is regarded as the problem-solving mechanism with the help of mathematical tools and techniques. So ano ba yung mga mathematical tools natin na pwede natin gamitin in order to solve a problem in an organization? Ano ba yung mga techniques na pwede natin gamitin? Diba? Marami dyan. So, management problems can be described in terms of mathematical symbols and data. So, every managerial activity can be qualified. Okay? So, this approach covers decision-making, system analysis, and some aspects of human behavior. Operations research, yung mga mathematical tools natin, like ano ba yun? Simulation, models, etc. are the basic methodologies to solve managerial problems. Ano na yung ginagamit natin pag operations research. Di ba may ginagamit tayo na dito sa operations. Let's say for example kapag nagde-deliver ka, so ano ba dapat yung gagamitin mo, yung balance scorecard. So, doon natin makikita, doon natin ma-analyze. So, that is considered a mathematical tools na ginagamit natin, di ba? Ayan, linear programming pala yung isa. So, sa linear programming, na-analyze natin yung kung paano yung process ng pag-produce natin ng goods or services or products natin. So, sa linear programming, kasali dyan yung sinasabi natin na management science approach, which is a mathematical tools or techniques that will help in the problem solving of a problem solving mechanism sa management. Okay, ayan, linear programming, napag-aralan namin yan sa sa isang subject namin sa MBA. Okay, operations sa research or management science and operations sa research. O yan yung subject namin. So, napag-aralan namin about sa linear programming. Ayan na yung mga balance scorecard. How will you ibabalance mo yung demand and supply. Ayan na yun yung example ng management science approach na sinasabi natin. It's about the linear programming. Okay? Okay, that ends our lesson, our topic for the 5 approaches to management. So we have sa lesson 4, we discuss about the contingency approach, the system analysis approach, and the management science approach. Okay? Now let's go to your requirements. So, for your requirements for activity 1, ayan, identify nyo lang naman. Identify the following, that is 1 to 15. And for activity 2, essay, ayan, imagine yourself as a newly hired manager in Jollibee. On your first day of work, a customer is demanding to a menu which is already sold out. So, which of the 5 management approaches do you think is very useful in this kind of situation? So, ano yung dapat mong gamitin dyan? Management science approach ba? Scientific management, classical approach ba? Or yung behavioral approach ba? Okay? So, sa letter B naman, write a dialogue exchange between the customer and you, demonstrating your management approach. So, there should be at least 10 dialogue exchanges. So, 5 for each dialogue. Okay? 5 points for each dialogue. So, yun yung kailangan nating i-accomplish for lesson 4. So, ito yung mga requirements natin. We have activity 1 and we have activity 2. Okay? So, that ends our lesson 4 and I hope that we understand that yan, ito na yung sinasabi ko linear programming. So, nandito pala sa ano nyo, sa module natin. So, yung mga various mathematical tools natin, yung sampling, ayan, na pag-aralan natin yan. Kung meron kayong mga statistics, ayan, na subject na mapag-aralan ninyo. So, linear programming, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na pag-aralan din namin sa subject namin, sa isang subject namin sa MBA, okay? Ayan, time series analysis, simulation, so ito yun. So, nandito pala sa natin, sa module natin, okay? So, na-discuss natin yung requirements and ayan, that ends our lesson for lesson 4 topic. Okay, bye-bye and God bless. Keep safe always. So, if you sabi natin kanina, if you have any queries regarding the lessons or the requirements, feel free to message me on the messenger. Ayan, okay?